Mike Holden never stopped for anyone. A billionaire, sharp as steel, cold as winter, known for firing people in a single sentence. He had no family, no real friends, only business. His entire life was perfectly scheduled, calculated, polished. Until one rainy evening, his car was stopped at a red light when he heard it. A child's voice, thin, trembling, desperate. "Mister, please take my sister. She needs to eat." Mike turned. A soaked boy, no older than 8, stood on the sidewalk. In his thin arms, barely wrapped in a blanket, was a baby girl. 6 months old, pale, crying without sound. The most dangerous kind of cry. For the first time in years, Mike felt something close to panic. "What? Where are your parents?" "Mom. She left. She said she'd come back. She didn't." "Left you in the rain?" The boy nodded, and then said the sentence that would follow Mike for the rest of his life. "I tried to warm her, but she keeps getting colder." That was enough. Mike threw open his car door. "Get in, now." He didn't realize it yet, but his entire life had just shifted. At the hospital, doctors rushed the baby away. Diagnosis: severe dehydration, malnutrition, hypothermia. Mike paced the waiting room like a caged animal. Meanwhile, the boy sat quietly in a chair, dripping rainwater, holding a small torn blanket. Mike approached. "What's your name?" "Tima." "And your sister?" "Kylie." The boy looked exhausted, but polite. Too polite for a child who had clearly lived through hell. "How long were you alone?" Mike asked carefully. Tima hesitated. 3 days, I think, maybe 4. "I don't know. Kylie doesn't eat when I try, but I don't know how to do it right." His small voice cracked. Mike swallowed hard. A child shouldn't know this level of fear. Later that night, the doctor came out. "The baby is stable, but she wouldn't have lasted much longer." That sentence hit Mike like a punch. He sat down next to Tima. "She's going to be okay." "Really?" "Really." For the first time, a small smile appeared on the boy's face. Mike knew he couldn't walk away now. 5 days passed. Kylie was improving. Tima began to relax in Mike's house, though he still flinched at sudden sounds. Mike learned quickly. Tima ate very slowly. He always put food aside for later, a habit of starvation. Loud voices terrified him. He checked on Kylie every 20 minutes, always expecting something bad to happen. Mike hired a nanny, a pediatric specialist, and even a trauma therapist. But he spent more time with the kids than anyone. His mansion, once cold and silent, now had toys on the floor. But danger wasn't gone. The first warning. One night, security found a note at the gate. "You stole my kids. Pay or I take them back." No signature, but the handwriting was unmistakable. Tima saw Mike holding the torn note. "She's back, isn't she?" "No, and she won't get near you, I promise." But Mike knew this woman wouldn't give up. Second warning. At the hospital, Kylie suddenly had a panic episode. The reason? Her mother had tried to sneak into the hospital in the middle of the night, screaming, demanding to see her baby. When security refused, she attacked a nurse. Police issued her an official restriction order, but such people rarely obey the law. Third warning, the most dangerous. Mike's lawyer called. "Mike." She filed a lawsuit. Claims you abducted the children. "What?" She also says you threatened her and paid her to disappear. "Lies. I know, but she bribed witnesses." Tima overheard the conversation. His eyes filled with tears. "Are they going to take us away?" "No, never." But inside, Mike's stomach turned cold. This was no longer chaos. This was war. The courtroom battle. At the hearing, the mother arrived like a theatrical performer. Borrowed expensive dress, staged tears, rehearsed sobs, shaking hands with a handkerchief. She told the judge, "I was trying to get clean. He stole my children. He threatened me. I'm the victim." Mike nearly laughed, but his lawyer was prepared. He submitted medical reports, photos of Kylie in critical condition, statements from neighbors, nurses' testimonies, police records, video of her screaming at the hospital. The judge's face hardened. But the turning point wasn't evidence. It was Tima. He stepped forward. Small, shaking but brave. "She didn't want us," She hit me when she left. I took care of Kylie alone. Mom said, if we died, life would be easier. I was scared all the time. Murmurs filled the courtroom. His mother screamed, "Liar, he's lying, he's—" But it was over. The judge raised his hand. Mother is declared dangerous to the minors. Full parental rights are revoked. Temporary custody is granted to Michael Holden. Begin adoption evaluation immediately. Tima burst into tears, but this time from relief. His mother lunged at them, screaming, but security dragged her away. "They're mine! You'll regret this!" The door closed. Silence returned, and the children were safe. 2 weeks later, Kylie was well enough to come home. Mike carried her through the mansion gates himself. Tima walked next to him, smiling for the first time without fear. Life changed. Mike skipped meetings to attend daycare events. He learned how to heat milk, change diapers, calm nightmares. He turned his private gym into a playroom. He read bedtime stories, sometimes falling asleep mid-sentence. He stopped working late. He laughed, something his staff had never seen. One evening, Tima tugged at his sleeve. "Can I call you something?" "Sure, what?" The boy hesitated, then whispered, "Dad." The world seemed to stop. Mike knelt down. "If you want me to, I'll be your dad, always." Tima threw his arms around him. Kylie gurgled from her crib. And that was the moment Mike realized. He wasn't alone anymore. 3 months later, the court approved the adoption process. Mike Holden officially became the father of Tima and Kylie. The biological mother, sentenced for threats, attempted kidnapping, harassment, drug abuse, endangerment of minors. She was removed from their lives permanently. On the day Mike picked up the adoption papers, he came home early. Tima and Kylie were waiting at the door. Dad, look what we made!" They brought him a handmade card. Scribbles, uneven shapes, colorful lines. On the front, "Happy Dad Day." Inside, "Thank you for finding us." Mike felt his throat tighten. He lifted Kylie, hugged Tima with his free arm, and whispered, "No, thank you for finding me." For the first time in his life, Mike Holden felt complete.